I've been away a while. Let's talk about it. Alright. It's been a while. More than a while. I wasn't going to come back to this for a while, mainly because I've been caught up and very busy with a lot of things. And that's not really a good excuse, to be perfectly honest. And yeah. I'd be lying if I say it wasn't random, but no, I had a lot of life situations going on at the same time, and also a bit of a depression finally kicked me. It's not easy. None of it is ever easy. I always talk on topics to help and go back and forth, but let's just say I never attack my own inner demons. I have a funny way about going with things, news, etc., yada yada. The perfect example I can give you is not recently, it's been a few months to be honest. I had someone that was like a brother to me, someone I considered my best friend. I haven't heard from him in months, and I don't know why. Personally, I don't understand the situation. And with this person, I was lucky enough to have 2 godchildren. I don't see my godkids anymore. That took a toll on me at first. Now, I'm perfectly fine. It's not something I would recommend as an adapting state, or it's better not even to speak on it, to be perfectly honest. It's hard to speak on it. But through it all, I've had my own situations. I've had my own life ups and downs. I've recently gone back to apply for my GED. I never speak on this, but yes, I am a high school dropout. And do I regret it? Sometimes, yes. I'm not the biggest fan of the educational system, to be honest. But when it comes down to it, it's necessary in life to have some kind of paper to, say what you are and what you do. So most of the jobs I've been trying to go for, they require this documentation. So I'm trying to, in many ways, get my GED. Hopefully with that under my belt, I will have more opportunities open up for me. I tried recording about 2 months ago, and I broke down on camera and cried and lost it, and I couldn't finish the video. So I chose not to put it up. Not because I was at my weakest state, but because it wasn't who I am. It is a part of me, but we all have that inside of us. We're not perfect. I'm miles away from that, and I acknowledge that. But in that same sense, I know it wasn't because of me. My depression was coming because of everything surrounding me, the people I was around, the decisions that were out of my hand, and also lack of communication with other people. So I've always been mostly a loner. I'm a very social person. I'm very good with people, but I guess I've associated myself with a certain group of people with a certain mentality. Mind you, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs those kind of friends. I thought I did forever, and I guess not. We outgrow each other. As people, we outgrow people, or we outgrow situations. I can acknowledge that now. At one point, I couldn't. I became very codependent of certain people, and because of that, I didn't realize the mental abuse, or I want to call it something else. Let's go for, it's not mental abuse, it's basically trying to find the word for it. Can't find the word. I became very inconsiderate to myself when it came to other people, and I put them before me, and when that happened, they took advantage of who I was, my time, my respect, my situation, and I got put in situations I should have never been. And I was okay with it. I was perfectly fine with it. I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with it. There was a lot wrong with it. Like, I put myself in the ring for certain people, and they didn't return it. So I basically felt cheated in the end of it, but it comes down to it. We all outgrow people, like I said. It kind of sucks, but it's the way life is. Now, like I said, I'm trying to apply myself, better myself in different ways, and at the same time deal with whatever is going on in my head, because I'm not saying I'm out of my depression. No one truly really is, to be honest. Like, it is a part of who we are. I was never called bipolar. I know I'm not. I control my anger and my emotions very well, but I'm far from perfect at the same time. So I know when certain things get overwhelming to me and how I branch out in those ways. there's a lot of good people in my life who actually care about me to the point where they'll actually go out of their way and say, I will beat the crap out of you if you don't pick up that phone and call me. I'm worried about you. What's wrong? Where have you been? Where is you? Where are you? Because no one knows where the hell I was at one point. And I was going to some meetings at Montefiore to speak. I haven't done that in a while. My schedule is not allowed it. And at the same time, the last time I went, I froze up. I didn't know what to say. I spoke so fast. I could not help someone if I couldn't even help myself. I didn't know what I was going through. And because of that, it took a toll on everything that had to do with me. I'm 25. I don't have any kids. Apparently, being an adult is paying a ridiculous amount of bills and having children. No, that's not my plan. That never was my plan from the get-go. On a different note, I don't judge anyone that took that path. By all means, if that is what you choose and that is your life and that is what completes you, go for it. Do what you have to. Go for the gold. Not me. If that makes me immature, perfectly fine. I'll be immature for the rest of my life. If I ever have kids, God bless. If I don't, my decision. I have not found a partner, don't choose to. I've had a lot of ups and downs with relationships, and I know for a fact that there has been some where I was the one hurting the person, and then the ones where they were hurting me. Because of that, I don't put myself in that ring anymore. Why? I'm not going to stress myself or stress someone else and affect their life or have them affect my life in a negative way. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing I could really say about anybody. I don't want my burden's theirs and their burden's mine. And it sucks hearing it that way because most relationships, technically, you share that. In most relationships, you technically go through things with a partner. And, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you find that right person you can deal, then you deal. But having to deal with something you don't deserve, anything like domestic abuse, arguments that should never even be valid, questioning, judgments, everything. If I care about someone for any reason, whether it be friend, more, family, I don't care. I don't judge. I've never judged. Some cases when things are serious, I've stepped in, I've said an input. If I care enough about the person, I will try my best to at least show them or tell them what I feel or my opinion in their situation. But I don't make it my business because at the end of the day, it's not my business. On a different note, when it comes to family, I am very family oriented. My family has been there for me the whole time. I have some problems in my family, and I'm thankful that it's not directed with my parents. I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've never been the best son in the world. But I love my parents to death, and I always will, and I always have. Knowing that, and granted, I know I've put them through hell during my adolescent years, but I will always be there for them because they were always there for me. And they instilled me with morals and taught me right from wrong ever since I was a kid. If I chose to not listen to that and make decisions that affected my life, that's on me. I have to acknowledge that and accept that. But that doesn't mean they didn't try. That doesn't mean they weren't there for me. I never had a deadbeat dad. I never had a mother who didn't give a shit. I had a perfectly amazing mother who was always there for me, went to my school, ran me to the doctor when I was sick, ran to, everywhere, put me on the trains with her when I had to go to school. A father who might not have always had the most time in the world, but he had to work like 2 jobs and a half just to make sure I had food on my plate. I will never take that for granted. And he pretty much taught me what it is to be a man and also the sacrifices we make. Like I said, I don't have a family when it comes to my own family. However, there are people who I consider family, and I have ripped a part of my life out just for them because I feel that they reciprocate that. They give me what I give them. It's never a dull moment. It's never a bad moment. On a different note, I don't know how often I will be vlogging. I will try my best before the summer's off. But like I said, with the school schedule, with family, and with my own personal life, which at this point, I'll be perfectly honest, I've become a hermit. I don't socialize with random people as much as I used to. Let's be honest. I don't know where I'm going to go from here. I don't know if I'm going to try to reach out to certain people anymore. I'm not sure if I'm going to try and revive a friendship or communicate or any of that. I feel like in life, there was a quote from Aziz Ansari's in Master of None where he said Some people are there for a season, some people are there for a reason. Something like that. Don't quote me on that. Granted, I could sit here and explain everything, but it's not a pretty picture. It really isn't something I want to hash up again. But yes, I will try my best to come back, because this is something I do care about. This is something I do love, and it also helps me not only cope with a lot of the stuff that I'm going through, but also allows me to experience new things, meet new people, and do just the most random of things in life, which honestly, those are the things that give me the most joy. I have a very weird mentality when it comes to life and like the people we encounter, the situations we encounter. I have learned not to let things get to me. And I think that's always a good thing. And not everyone in life has that. And I know that there's people in my life that sometimes they get overwhelmed or they go through situations, and it's good to be able to be there for them, but also knowing that you're okay. Because if you're not, how can you truly be there for someone when you're not there for yourself? Depression is a real thing. If you really are going through it and you feel so lost, alone, everything else, find someone to talk to, do something, anything, because it's not easy, and I know it hurts. Just thinking on it now, even a musician, the lead singer of Linkin Park, someone that I respected a lot, and growing up I listened to a lot of Linkin Park. You can listen to the music, and there's a lot of manifested pain in music, which is inspiration to some degree. He just committed suicide recently, and hearing that just hit me in the face, because we don't ever really know what's really going on in someone's head, and that's just like an eye-opener for me, which is also another reason I kind of wanted to make this video. I have never wanted to ever even contemplate suicide. I know a lot of people growing up who were cutting themselves and were going through a lot of emotional issues with family, friends, society, anything, you name it. I've never felt that suicide was the answer. To me, it's always been a permanent answer to a temporary problem, and that's not good. Like, there's so much more to live for. There's so many things in life, ups and downs. Sometimes that stuff that hurts you that much helps shape who you become, and it's not fun. It's not always fun. Sometimes you have to literally go through hell just to find paradise, and it sounds really cheesy and corny, and I accept that, but that's honestly how I see it. I was a completely different person, like, 10 years ago, and now I'm not that person. I'm so thankful for every mind-numbing experience I've ever gone through, because it changed who I was. It made me realize what I was doing wrong. I don't really know how to end this video. I'm just muttering at this point, but just stay tuned. I will try my best to put out more videos, but this is at least me letting you guys know the rundown and why I've been away for a while. Hopefully next time will be more of a one-on-one with everything else, but you know, for now, at least this is kind of me letting you guys know what's going on. And I love you guys all to death. Wish everyone the best. I want to end it on a positive note, letting everyone know that I'm doing perfectly fine. I'm okay. You know, like I said, my summer is pretty much in the works when it comes to school and everything else. So hopefully, fingers crossed, everything goes good there. I'm trying my hardest. And on that note, I'm gonna go. But I wish everyone the best summer, and hopefully you have a great one.